Hey gang, so today's a sponsored video by GEEONE, and this time they've sent through the Mechanic C by Lautie. Now, if you've watched this channel at all, or if you followed me for a little bit, you may remember that I actually reviewed a mechanic ring a while back. Now this is a new one. This is the C. Is it different enough to earn a new letter at the end of it? Is it unique enough? I don't know, is it just another pretty face? Let's get under the camera and have a look. It's the Mechanic C. Let's go. Okay, here we are with the Mechanic C by Lautie. This is brass and zirc, I believe the inside ring, and then it does say on the site COMPUTRONIC, so I'm not sure what part that is, but maybe on the inside could actually be, where are we here? This inner ring, which is possible. So let's have a look at this. Now, again, I've had one of these before and I really liked it. I eventually sold it, but I kind of missed it. So I was glad when GEEONE sent me a new one to review. We're going to take this apart, but let's get over let's get to the details first. This is $89.90 US on GEEONE. And if you use the code FidgetFix, you get 10% off. There's not a ton to look at on this, right? I mean, in terms of like, what are we looking at? Well, it's a ring, although really, really nice surface. I will say though, with these, I find they work better when there is texture. Now, having said that, I run these with one magnet. I love that spin. With one magnet in it, then you don't need texture because there's really it's not very much friction at all. But when you run in multiple magnets, if you're using this as more of like a haptic than as like a ratchet spin, this can be a little bit problematic. The smoothness of it can make it a little tough for some people to get any kind of purchase on this and to spin it. So it's just something to consider depending on what kind of skin you have. I just know for some people that's an issue. For myself, it's kind of an issue. But again, like this, I have no problems at all. Just one magnet inside. So let's open it up and see what makes this tick. Now, it does come with this spare kit pack. So one thing that's important is the little tool that comes with this. See if we can get that out. We've got magnets and we've got our tool, and then we've got these extra gaskets. Now the gaskets just go inside to keep things sealed. They can come loose sometimes. They can stretch out, so it's nice to have the replacements. So you can only open this from one side. We see here we have these little indents, and that's what this tool is for. Just pop it right in, get a hold, and turn counterclockwise like most things. And then this comes right out. So what do we have? Well, we've just got the inside, which is really nothing. Like there's no magnets. There's nothing there's nothing kind of going on in here, because this really just holds the ring and the magnets and the spinner itself. So we have here now, again, I'm running this with one magnet, a single magnet. And you can see this is cupronickel and zirconium on the inside. So I'm guessing this outer area is the cupronickel. So what happens is we have one magnet and it spins and catches. Now I want to be careful with taking this off. So as you can see here, if I push this out, we've got magnets inside the ring. So all that happens is this spins around and catches on here. And that's what kind of gives you that haptic feel. So if you have multiple magnets in here, you can turn it and you can snap it. Again, I just like using these for a snap, but let's put in another magnet just so you can see the difference. So the first thing I want to do though is put this back together so that I can tell which side the polarity is going to be on when I am inserting my magnet. So one of the things you can see here is we have a ledge, right? So we have a ledge and this rim sits on this ledge. So if you're confused at all as to how to put it together, that's how it goes. I mean, these things are usually, if you take a second and you kind of really look it over and you use logic, there is usually a very obvious way these things go together once you have taken the time to sort of analyze what you're dealing with. Okay, so now that this, we have this kind of back in here, I'm going to take my magnet string. Oh, see, that would have been wrong. But if I reverse it, there we go. So now I know that that's in the proper place. Now I believe when this came in with 3. So maybe we'll go with 3. Sure, let's do 3. So with 3 magnets in here, should be going in the right way. This over there. Close it up. And now we have 3. So you can see it spins, not as long though. So this is now more of a haptic ring than a spinner. You still can, but that's how easy it is to just change it from something that gives you that haptic kind of feel to something that's just more of a fun ratchet spin. I think I might go down to 2. Let's try 2. Now, from what I'm told from GEEONE, there is no difference between the Mechanic and the Mechanic C other than just sort of the outer design. Okay. I always find it easiest to use magnets when pulling magnets. Now, what's important, if you have this off, right, you don't really want to spin it with the magnets in there unless you are holding them down. So I got one here, got one here. I want to actually, not that it makes a huge difference, but I want to even this out a little bit more. Put it there, just so it's more symmetrical. So you can turn this to get a sense of how it would feel before you commit. The thing is, though, I wouldn't necessarily, I wouldn't try it with the magnets off because they will push the magnets out and then you could lose them as you're spinning it. So if you want to try it, just make sure you're covering the magnets up with your fingers first so that they can't pop out. All right, so that's 2. I think we're going to stick with 2 here. Now you can do a lot of this by hand and then just use the tool when you get to the last bit. Yeah, 2 is a nice middle ground. You know what? I prefer 2. Okay, there we go. There's my new favorite. I'm glad I did this video. It's a really nice looking piece. There's something about brass that just looks gorgeous, especially against black. And Lautie definitely, like, that is their signature color scheme, right? Is like a gold, like a brass or a copper against a black. And I just find it always looks pretty, pretty lush, you know, very kind of upper class. And a little Lord of the Rings. Look at that. That's the ring. Okay, gang, it's the Mechanic C. Thanks for watching.
Through the fire,